अस्सलाम वालेकुम एंड अ वेरी वार्म वेलकम। आप देख रहे हैं आज पाकिस्तान, मैं हूं सिद्रा इकबाल। नया दिन और यकीनन एक नए हफ्ते की शुरुआत। वैसे तो बहुत सारे लोग कहते हैं कि मंडे ब्लूज होते हैं, लेकिन आज हमने सोचा है कि ब्लूज के बारे में बात नहीं की जाएगी, ख्वाबों के बारे में बात करेंगे। क्या आपको याद है कि जब आप बच्चे थे तो आपके जहन में क्या ख्वाब था? और हमारे अंकल्स एंड आंटीज का फेवरेट क्वेश्चन कि बेटा बड़े होके क्या बनोगे? क्या तुम्हें टीचर बनना है, पायलट बनना है, डॉक्टर बनना है? ये बात मैं अक्सर कहती हूँ कि प्रोफेशंस के हवाले से आजकल के बच्चे 60% जो स्कूल में हैं वो ऐसे प्रोफेशंस में जाएंगे जो अभी तक इन्वेंट भी नहीं हुए। लेकिन ये फिर भी एक ऐसा दौर होता है आपकी जिंदगी का जब आप इंस्पायर्ड होते हैं। बच्चे वो वाहिद लोग हैं दुनिया के, वो वाहिद सेगमेंट है जिनको इम्पॉसिबल कुछ भी नहीं लगता। उनको नहीं लगता कि कोई चीज उनकी दस्तरस से बाहर है। जब तक हम बड़े उनको बताते नहीं हैं। तो अगर कोई बच्चा एस्ट्रोनॉट बनना चाहता है, डाइवर बनना चाहता है, एक्टर बनना चाहता है, सिंगर बनना चाहता है, तो वो खुलकर इन बातों का इजहार करता है। लेकिन ये भी एक अनफॉर्चुनेट रियलिटी है कि ये सिर्फ चंद बच्चों के पास ये सहूलत मैसर है। पूरी दुनिया में लाखों हजारों ऐसे बच्चे हैं जिनको ये मौका ही नहीं मिलता कि वो ख्वाब देख सकें या अपने ख्वाबों के बारे में सोच सकें, क्योंकि वो बचपन से ही अपने घर के बड़े बन जाते हैं। उनको उस भट्टी में झोंक दिया जाता है जब दिन रात की मेहनत के बाद ही वो 2 वक्त की रोटी खा पाते हैं। ऐसे हजारों लाखों बच्चे न सिर्फ पाकिस्तान में बल्कि दुनिया भर में इस शिकंजे में फंसे हुए हैं। क्या आप नहीं समझते कि उनके पास भी वही हुकूक और वही ख्वाब और वही पॉसिबिलिटीज होनी चाहिए जो आपके और मेरे घरों में मौजूद बच्चों के पास है? सबसे पहले दिखाते हैं आपको चाइल्ड लेबर के हवाले से इस रिपोर्ट पे, और फिर ऑफ कोर्स इसको लिंक करेंगे कि आज हम इस हवाले से क्यों बात कर रहे हैं। लेट्स टेक अ लुक एट दिस रिपोर्ट।
से मजदूरी तरक्की पसीर और पसमानदा ममालिक का एक सुलगता हुआ मसला बन चुका है। अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा ने इंकशाफ किया है कि दुनिया में 2 दिहाइयों में पहली बार चाइल्ड लेबर में इजाफा हुआ है और कोरोना बहरान की वजह से मजीद करोड़ों बच्चे इसका शिकार हो सकते हैं। फ्रांसीसी खबर रसा इदारे AFP के मुताबिक इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा की बच्चों के हवाले से काम करने वाली तंजीम यूनिसेफ की मुश्तरका रिपोर्ट में कहा गया है कि सन 2020 के आगाज में चाइल्ड लेबर की तादाद 16 करोड़ हो चुकी है, जिसमें 8 करोड़ 40 लाख बच्चों का इजाफा हुआ है। इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा का मखसूस इदारा है जो बैनुल अक़वामी सतह पर मजदूरों के हुकूक और मेहनत और मुशक्कत के उमूर के बारे में काम कर रहा है।
ये सिर्फ एक नंबर की, एक फिगर की बात नहीं है। ये लाखों करोड़ों बच्चे यकीनन इनके साथ जो जुड़ी हुई जिंदगियां हैं और आने वाले दिनों में ये सिर्फ हमारे सिर्फ अपने घरानों का, अपनी कम्युनिटीज का नहीं बल्कि पूरी दुनिया का मुस्तकबिल अपने हाथों में लिए हुए हैं। तो उनका ऑप्टिमिज्म, उनकी सेहत, उनकी तालीम, हर चीज हमसे भी जुड़ी हुई है। आज इसी हवाले से बात करने के लिए हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं मिस हचिंसन। आप डायरेक्टर हैं ILO की, यानी इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की, कराची की, पाकिस्तान की डायरेक्टर हैं। आइए इनसे गुफ्तगू करते हैं और जानते हैं कि आलमी सतह पर खास तौर पे जो मनाया जा रहा है इस दिन को, और एक ग्लोबल कैंपेन को इनिशिएट किया गया है कि किस तरह बच्चों को इस लेबर के शिकंजे से और कमसनी की मेहनत मुशक्कत से बाहर निकाला जा सके। हाउ विल दैट बी पॉसिबल? वेल, गुड मॉर्निंग एंड थैंक you for making time for us, Ingrid. We are very pleased to have you on the show. Please tell us a little more about this global campaign that aims to eliminate child labor in Pakistan and of course internationally.
Thanks very much, and a very good morning to you and to your viewers. The ILO is very happy to be invited to this session here, also because on Saturday we marked the World Day against child labor globally, but also here in Pakistan with different initiatives, and we will continue this week. And also this year is the year for the elimination of child labor.
Right.
So the year calls upon all stakeholders across the globe to undertake activities to do interventions that put focus on child labor and ultimately also eliminate child labor. We should not forget that the goal, the Sustainable Development Goal 8.7 calls upon all of us to eliminate the child labor by 2025 in all its forms. So we only have 4 to 5 years left. So we really need to work together. And that's what this International Year is trying to do. It's not the same we are doing in all countries, but in many countries there is a lot of activities, for instance, in the form of awareness raising. I know there is a music competition, and also here in Pakistan we had a local one that contributed to the international
Absolutely.
ones.
Ingrid,
information is being put out.
If I may interject,
And,
Ingrid, you're absolutely spot on, because we also saw the Federal Minister for Human Rights, C.V. Mazari, comment on it, and we see a number of people, influencers and advocates from the civil society adding to your voice and championing the cause. But Ingrid, I would love to know, how does the ILO see this particular challenge plaguing Pakistan? What are some of the unique facets and some of the unique angles of the challenge in the country, and what more can be done to make these civil society aware and to actually eliminate child labor in the country?
Actually, Pakistan is not so different from many other countries. The issues are similar. Child labor basically originates because of poverty.
True.
The parents to kids do not have enough income to feed a family. So the children are supporting their parents to get food and shelter, etc., for maybe their siblings. And also countries may not have sufficient and efficient, effective social protection system in place, so that those that are most vulnerable, that they can actually receive a helping hand, maybe so that they can support their families.
Right.
So these are two things, provide decent work to parents.
True.
Because they are ultimately the ones that have the responsibility also and the possibility to get the income that can feed the family or the household.
Ingrid, if I look back,
it's about also social protection, and so that those that are most vulnerable can receive a helping hand. But I would also like to mention another things that I think we need to also work on here in Pakistan, is to providing access to schools and schools with quality education and teachers. Mm-hmm. Some years ago I was in Sindh, and there were some kids running around, and it was not so poor a community, and I was asking, so why were they not in school? But the school is very far, madam, they said. So this is another angle to also look at.
Very true. So access to education and of course appropriate health care, decent employment for parents are some of the things that are going to keep the children from entering the workforce at a very young age. But Ingrid, if I look at the overall spectrum, there are of course the young children who are employed in informal sectors and then the formal sector as well. Children in Pakistan are working and helping out their parents in the field. They're working as apprentices at workshops. At the same time, you see them helping out as domestic helpers, as maids. Where do you see them to be most vulnerable? And even in the streets in Karachi and all the big cities, I mean, some of these children, they try to escape their living circumstances, the horrible reality that their life is, and they end up in the streets in Karachi or other big cities, and they end up becoming beggars, getting involved in crime and drugs. So where do you see the kids to be most vulnerable? And perhaps we need a multi-pronged strategy to address the issue in Pakistan?
Oh yes, you need. All places need a multi-pronged strategy, because child labor basically is a very complex issue. It's a socio-economic issue, and therefore it is also a complex solution, and it's not a one-fit-all.
Yes.
You're asking about where do we see the vulnerability. You can say originally, also in Pakistan and many other countries, we were seeing child labor in also the formal sector, maybe even the big enterprises where they were present. And at that time, this was a particular set of challenges, and many of the laws have now sort of addressed that. I think you're right in pointing to also some of the sectors where children are more vulnerable and can be vulnerable today, also where they are doing child labor, mentioning that child labor should not happen and certainly not the worst form of child labor.
Right. Ingrid, one last question.
So yes. Like you mentioned some of them, like as domestic workers. One of the issues here is that it doesn't take place it's typically in a house. It may not be that many others are aware of it, etc. Maybe even the household parents and owners are not fully aware of that children should not work. Children
they see it as a normal. It has been happening for generations, so it doesn't really bother them that a child as young as 9 years old or 10 years old has been hired as domestic help in their home, because it has been happening forever. And if they say, or if one person refuses, there are tens lining up to take that job. One last question, Ingrid, how do you see the gender balance in that? Do you see that we make any distinction? Are more girls employed in the challenge of child labor? Or do you think it equally affects both genders, both young girls and young boys?
I think it affects both, and that's for sure. It affects both. But we see that there are more boys sort of globally, and I think also here in Pakistan, in child labor. But they are in different sectors.
Right.
The boys are maybe in the workshops you are mentioning, the informal economy, etc. And you will also see them maybe on the street sometimes. Whereas you will see girls maybe more in the domestic sector. Girls we also see a lot in the agricultural sector. And by and large, agricultural sector is another another sector where also children can be very vulnerable, although they in some cases are working along with their parents, and that may give them a little bit of protection.
Right.
But that doesn't take away that children should go to school, they should learn, it's their future, they should be protected, they should never do harmful work to them.
Absolutely.
When they are adolescent, when they are above 14, 15, they can work, but still they should never do hazardous work.
Absolutely. You are absolutely spot on with that. Thank you so much, Ingrid, for making time, for raising awareness and putting all your efforts and resources behind this challenge. We are seeing ILO work closely with all the relevant departments, the stakeholders, to come up with a multi-pronged approach and to be devising effective strategies. जिस तरह के आपने खुद point out किया कि 2025 के लिए एक sustainable development goal की शिक में बड़ा clearly, बड़ा वाज़े तौर पे कहा गया है, and we are all signatories to that, कि चाइल्ड लेबर को और बच्चों को, कम से कम बच्चों को इस मेहनत मुशक्कत की भट्टी से हमने दूर रखना है. हर बच्चे का हक है तालीम, सेहत, और उसके लिए जरूरी है कि उसके वालिदैन को भी अच्छी डिसेंट एम्प्लॉयमेंट को उनके लिए यकीनी बनाया जाए. हुकूमत की तरफ से, रियासत की तरफ से उनकी एक जिम्मेदारी बनती है, लेकिन हम सबकी भी जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि हम इनको देखकर भी अनदेखा ना करें. इसी के साथ जी बढ़ते हैं एक छोटे से ब्रेक की तरफ, एंड वील बी राइट बैक.